Good morning students, this is Joy Varghese from Uncovering Chemistry. Today in video 4 we are going to discuss topics like prefix used in the SI system, that is topic 1.3. It is given on page 9 in your textbook. Clear? Then mass and weight definitions I will see, volume, density and temperature. Okay, so first we'll start with the prefix used in the SI system. Okay, next. Now prefix used in the SI system, multiple prefix what we are going to use and the symbol. Now prefix means a word before. Clear? A preceding word what we say, that is prefix what we say, right? So now suppose a multiple is there, 10 raised to minus 24. The prefix used for this is yocto. What is the word? Yocto, right? And the symbol is Y. Same way, 24 minus 3 you do, it will be 10 raised to minus 21. Clear? It is called zepto and Z or Z what we call, right? Is the symbol what we use. Then 10 raised to minus 18, it is atto and the symbol is in lowercase a, what we say. This all are in lowercase is what we say, right? Now suppose from here you can remember 10 raised to minus 15 is given. The 10 raised to minus 15 means what? It is femto, right? Then 10 raised to minus 12. All you have to subtract 3 from each, right? So 12, this femto, F is there. 10 raised to minus 12, we call it as pico. Pico means P in lowercase. Then next 10 raised to minus 9. Okay, it is nano and N what we say. Now this word you are familiar what we say, right? So now suppose if we write 1 nanometer is equal to, we can write 10 raised to minus 9 meter, right? So this is the word, this is N is the prefix what we use, prefix, that is nano. And here also you can see, here what you have written 10 raised to means for nano it is 10 raised to minus 9, right? So 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So this is the word prefix what we are going to talk about, right? Then the next word what we say here, next one, 10 raised to minus 6, that is micro. Micro, what we say, micro mu, small, this is Greek what we say, we write. Then 10 raised to minus 3, it is milli, right? Milli, small m you can write, lowercase what we say. Then 10 raised to minus 2 centi. Clear? Now from here onwards you will see only 1 is subtracted. In other cases 3 was subtracted what we say. Understood? So centi, that is C what we say. Then 10 raised to minus 1, that is 10 raised to minus 1 is deci, right? And D what we write. Then 10 raised to 0 what we say, or 10 what we say, that is nothing but what we call it as deca. What we call it as deca, and D is the word, right? So this from here to here, if you want to remember, you can remember easily from here. Femto 10 raised to minus 15. So how to remember this? Femto, F means fata poster nikla micro. You remember fata poster nikla hero like that. So here fata poster nikla micro milli centi to deci means millicenti to deci. Means after drinking he went out of control, right? So like this. So fata poster nikla micro milli centi to deci, right? Now the another way to remember, we'll go from reverse what we say. Now this 10 what we say is deca. So now suppose if 10 raised to 2 is there, 10 raised to 2 it will be hecto, sorry deca dA will be there here, hecto H then 10 raised to 3, that is kilo, for kilo K is used, then 10 raised to 6. Now from here if you see, no, only 1 was increased if you read, plus 1, right? Now from here it is increasing plus 3. 3 plus 3, 6 what we say. So 10 raised to 6, it is mega, that is capital M, like this. Now here all upper cases will be there, huh, from here. Then 10 raised to 9, 10 raised to 12. So when we say here 10 raised to 9, it is written as gigabyte if you heard about. Then terabyte also you must have heard about. So giga means capital G, tera means capital or lower uppercase what we say T. Then 10 raised to 15, that is peta P. Then 10 raised to 18, huh? All this plus 3 we are doing, plus 3 if you want to remember, this is a way to remember peta. Now this I'll just show it from a textbook also, that table you have to write it in your fair book, okay. So 10 raised to 18, this can be asked for VXQ, huh? This all what we said, hexa, capital E, 10 raised to 21 zeta, that is Z, and 10 raised to 24 is iota, it is Y. So from here you can remember, the another way to remember this hexa, zeta and iota, like what we discussed about yocto, zepto and atto, like that you have to remember this last three to remember and first 3 to remember. Although there is a technique here. Now from here, piano tera, geet mera, like this you can remember. कबूल है तो देख, like this you can remember. Piano tera, geet mera, kabul hai to dekh, like this, okay. So last 3 you have to remember, this last 3, and the first 3 you have to remember, this first 3 I am talking about. Others you can see, fata poster nikla micro, milli, centito, desi. Then here from here last 3 you have to remember, and piano tera, geet mera, kabul hai to dekh. Now from your textbook what is given, we will go through it, okay. In your textbook, it is given on page number 9. What we say here, you can see here, page number 9. Okay. So you can see this one, this table you have to draw it in your fair book. And the way to remember here, from again I will discuss. Fata poster, nikla micro, milli, centito, deci. First 3 you have to remember. Last 3 also you have to remember. Then piano tera, geet mera, kabul hai to dekh. Understood? So this is the way to remember this. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, mass and weight. Okay. Now in your book. Now, when we talk about mass and weight, you can see here, mass of a substance is the amount of matter present in it. Right? This is the definition of mass, what we say. You have to remember, DSQ it can be asked. While weight is the force exerted by the gravity on the object. So this is the difference between mass and weight. So we can say mass is constant, but weight cannot be constant. It depends upon the gravity. The mass of a substance is constant, whereas its weight may vary from one place to another due to change in gravity. You should be careful in using these terms. Okay. Now here what is given? See, the mass of the substance can be determined accurately in the laboratory by using an analytical balance. Now what is analytical balance? Here it is given. Here you can see. This is the most authentic and accurate way of measuring weight, right? Micro, when we say analysis, when we do, so at that time this is the weighing scale which is used, analytical balance. In physics lab, you will be seeing physical balance, right? But this one is more authentic and more accurate result this gives. This is analytical balance, okay? You can see the pen is there, beam, rider for correction is there, rider carrier is there, then pen to release, leveling screw for balancing it and all, and this all things you will be going through in your physics lab also. Okay, now this was all about what we say mass and all, but here the SI unit of mass is given, you can see. The SI unit of mass is given in table 1.1, that is kilogram, that already we saw the first table, okay, 7 basic units. However, its fraction name as gram, that is 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. Now this you are studying from lower class. This is used in laboratory due to the smaller amount of chemical used in chemical reaction. That's why this will be the lower unit what we say. This is higher unit. 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. So SI unit, if it is asked for 1 mark VSQ, SI unit of mass is a kilogram, kg. Understood? Now the next part, that is volume. Now when we talk about volume, I think you must have done many numericals based on that. Volume is the space occupied by a substance. What is volume? Is a space occupied by a substance. It has a unit of length cube. Now what is the meaning of that? That we will see first. Okay. Okay. Its unit is length cube. So you can see in SI system, volume has a unit of, so the SI system volume unit is meter cube. But again in chemistry laboratory, smaller volumes are used, hence the volume is often denoted in centimeter cube, or also it can be called it as cc, cubic centimeter. What is it called? Cubic centimeters, or dm cube what we say. Now what is d means? Deci, what we have heard about. Okay, we have seen in our this table what we have seen. Understood? D means what we say here. Here you can see d means what? Deci. Okay, then a common unit of unit for this volume is liter, which is not an SI unit. This you have to remember. Liter is not an SI unit. It is used for measurement of volume of liquid. 1 liter is equal to 1000 ml, or you can call it as this 1 ml. You can also write here in your textbook 1 ml is equal to 1 centimeter cube. So you can see 1000 ml is equal to 1000 centimeter cube, right? Then which is equal to 1 dm cube. D means what I already explained you, deci. Understood? Now deci means, understood this part? Okay. Now, so this was all about volume. Now the next part. Now in laboratory, the volume of liquid or solution can be measured by graduated. Graduated means you will see here the markings are given. This is called graduated cylinder. Understood? Graduated cylinder is there. This is cylinder. This is burette, pipette, and this is volumetric flask. These are the things what are used to measure volumes, apparatus in laboratory. A volumetric flask is used to prepare a known volume of a solution. This measuring device are shown in figure. You can see through it. Now the next part what we are going to discuss is density. The two property, mass and volume, discuss about are related as follows. That is, density is equal to mass upon volume. Now when we talk about 7 basic unit, density is a derived unit. Which unit? Derived unit. Derived unit, why it is called derived unit? Because it is derived from the basic, 7 basic unit. Because in density, mass and volume are basic units what we are using. Okay, so density of a substance and its amount of mass per unit volume. So SI unit of density can be obtained as, you can see, SI unit of density, SI unit of mass upon SI unit of volume. The SI unit of mass is kilogram and volume is meter cube. So kilogram meter cube inverse also you can say. This unit is quite large, and a chemist often express density in what? Lower units, that is gram centimeter cube. This you have to remember, right? It can be asked for VSQ. What is the SI unit of density? Then where mass is expressed in grams and volume is expressed in centimeter cube, cc what we said. Density of a substance tells us about how closely its particles are packed, and if the density is more, it means particles are more closely packed. Okay, so this is the part what we discuss about density. So at present we discuss about mass, we discuss about mass, weight, density and volume, right? So now temperature, before discussing this temperature, we will just go through some explanatory part. Okay, 1 minute. Now you can see the definition of mass. Definition. Okay, now when we talk about definition of mass, the mass is a quantity representing the amount of matter in a particle or object, right? The standard unit of mass in the international system of units, that is SI units, what we call, is kilogram, that is kg you can write. Understood? Now the next when we talk about weight, the weight is a quantity representing the force, you can write like this, force exerted on a particle, or we can say particle or object by an acceleration due to gravitational field of the earth, right? So SI unit, when we say SI unit is SI unit, when we say, you can write it as force also, can be expressed in terms of a unit in terms of force, is Newton. Clear? N. Understood? Now we know that W is equal to what? M into G. So what is here M? The M is mass and G is gravitational force, right? So these two constitutes the weight, what we call. Understood? So that mass, weight depends upon the gravity because it changes at different places. Understood? Now the next part, volume. Now when we talk about volume, we know the formula, if you remember. Volume is equal to length into breadth into height. But first I write the definition. Volume is the quantity representing the force. Volume, Volume is the quantity of three-dimensional space occupied by a liquid, we can say, here I write liquid, solid and gas. SI unit of volume is meter cube. Now why it is so? We know the volume is equal to length into breadth into height, right? So which is equal to meter into meter into meter, which is equal to meter cube. Now volume, when we say three-dimensional, when we say, no, this is 2D, two-dimensional figure. Three-dimensional figure like this, what we say, right? This is your three-dimensional figure. So inside what volume is occupied, the empty space inside this, what we say, is called volume, what we say, right? You can see volume is a quantity, volume is a quantity, what we said here, of three-dimensional space occupied by a liquid, solid and gas. This is the entity what is enclosed in this, okay? So that is volume, what we say, and its SI unit is meter cube. Understood? So now the next part, volume we can say is a derived unit. Which unit? Derived. From basic unit, derived unit, what we say. Clear? Now we are going to talk about density. Now, when we talk about density, the density, for a definition, the density of a substance is the relationship and say substance relationship between the mass we can say here of the substance and how much space it takes up, that is what we call it as volume, right? Density is equal to, you can also write this, density is equal to the mass of the substance divided by volume, right? So we can write density is equal to mass upon volume, right? So D is equal to M by V. Understood? Now the next we will discuss about temperature. Okay. Now temperature, when we say the definition, temperature is a measure of the hotness, or you can write like this, hotness or coldness of a substance, right? This one you can write down, the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. KFO is for Kelvin. Understood? Now another units are also there, that is degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. Also you can use, but SI unit we say is Kelvin. Understood? There are several scales to measure this. Now regarding this we will discuss the conversion, what we say, that is how to convert Kelvin into Celsius, Celsius to Kelvin, and also Fahrenheit to Kelvin or Celsius scale. Okay, so for that one formula is there that we will see through your textbook what is given. 1 minute. Now conversion of degree Celsius to Fahrenheit, we have the formula. Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5. Whatever degree Celsius given, that value you can write here plus 32, right? And same way, if you want to convert degree Celsius to what we call it as Fahrenheit, then what you can write, so degree Celsius will be equal to, instead of 9 by 5, it will be 5 by 9. Here it will be degree Fahrenheit minus 32, like this it will be. Is it clear? So don't forget this one, this bracket what I have written separately, and this one, right? Based on this, numericals are there that we will go through it. Okay. Now the next what is given here, conversion of what we say Celsius to Kelvin. When we say Celsius to Kelvin, that is K will be equal to degree Celsius plus 273.15 you can take, or only 273 also you can take. And conversion of degree Celsius to Fahrenheit, that is Kelvin minus 273.15, or just for this, instead of this you can write 273, that is K minus 273. Understood? So this is the thing of temperature what we have discussed, right? So these all things you can write down in your fair book as a definitions, okay, and that table 1.3 what we have seen. Okay. So next time we will be continuing with the uncertainty in measurement and also numericals based on this temperature and all. Okay, thank you.